Hello, hello. How's everyone doing out there? Little whatchamacallit. I even forget where the fuck I'm at, honestly. Peasant chat. Yes, peasant chat. Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Peasant chat. The chat where I disable paid questions and we can just get after it and talk to poor people because poor people need love too. Today's show, we're talking NA terminology. Friday, a guy came on. He's tuned by, I think, Ortiz. And, I don't know Ortiz from a hole in the wall, so this isn't anything against him. But it's usually against the NA guy. And this is the exact reason why I generally don't fuck with the max effort NA guys because, one, they lie. Let's just be honest. And two, they make excuses. They have a built-in excuse as to why their car isn't really fast because it's only NA. So in my opinion, terminology has to really be taken into account here. So when someone says, I'm fully bolted on, which is the dumbest term on the planet, that tells me you have everything done except engine work and boost. But what about weight reduction? When are we going to address the fact that these guys omit? They do not tell you that they have no seats in the car except the Kirky, no headliner in the car, no door panels, no dash. They pull the rug and scrape the 3.5 pounds of glue and sound deadening. They remove all the sound deadening. They remove the what do you call it? The visors. The visors, the 5-ounce visors. So I think there should be a term for people that say, I'm fully bolted on, and you can't say gutted. You got to say like unbolted. I'm fully bolted and unbolted because you have to basically disclaim everything that's done to the car in order to justify. Let's say you're repping your tuner. Let's say that guy was repping his tuner and he says, explain how a bolted on NA car can keep up with a Lund-tuned Whipple pump gas car. And I said, really easy, weight. Like I answered it right away. I said, the weight. Because if he's 4,200 pounds, guys, S550s with a passenger can weigh up to 4,200 pounds. My red car was 39 something when I first got it. And with a K-member stuff, I got it down to like 38, high 37, but it still wasn't gutted. It still had full interior, blah, blah, blah. So an NA guy with 500 wheel, or let's say high 400 wheel, and he has 600 pounds removed from a base car, not a premium car that has the nice speakers, the subwoofer, the entertainment system, all the extra little things that make the car nice. He's already a couple of 100 pounds lighter. And then if he goes ahead and removes 300, 400, 500 more pounds from the car, there's some light wheels, a drive shaft, and a K-member, he has more into that car than the premium with boost. Luckily, the guy who he raced emailed me. That's right. The guy who that guy raced, making fun of a Lund-tune, because how can I keep up with a Lund-tune Whipple car if I'm NA? Well, guess what? He emailed me and he says, hey, I'm not going to say his name. He goes, this guy was commenting about me racing him. I'm pretty positive. My car is full weight premium, and I had a passenger in the car that weighs 200 pounds. His car just had him in it, and all he had in the car was a Kirky seat. Guy's car didn't even have a headliner. This was during Texas 2K, and I have a video, and we were dead even. I didn't even know he was NA or gutted until we got to the parking lot, and it was just a random race. Just thought I'd send this message because I thought it was funny. I seen it on the stream. Sorry for bothering you. I said, do you have a video? He goes, here's the video. So guys, here's the video. Here's the video of the guy that said, I'm staying toe-to-toe with a Lund-tuned Whipple car, and I'm NA. Can you explain that? And I said, wait. So this guy has a passenger fully loaded versus a tin can gutted. Who the fuck knows how many degrees of timing is in the ship? Headphone warning, guys, headphone users. It might be a little on the loud side. I'll bring it down. And hopefully it's not super loud on your end. But this is the perspective from the Whipple pump gas car, 93 octane and about 10 pounds of boost at 4,200 pounds versus a tin can. Nothing more you can do to this car. Gen 3 10R80 car, both 10R80 cars. And right when the premium car let off, he was ahead by about a fender. And then, okay, race is over. So I said, that makes sense. Because if one car weighs 3,100 pounds versus 4,200 pounds, almost 1,000 pounds heavier, of course it's going to keep up. I've said this many times. But even better, I got another email from a guy that said, oh, by the way, Alex, I ended up racing that exact same car a little later. And this is my Whipple car at about, let me see. Let me get the right video up. This is my Whipple car. Yep, this is it. He goes, Alex, this is my Whipple car at about 4,200 pound race weight, racing the same guy who was talking shit on our stream. And he said, I have the same Whipple, 4.0 pulley, the biggest pulley they got, which is about 11 PSI. But the difference is he's on E85. Guys, he's on E85. So what do you think is going to happen when the guy that was talking shit because, hey, I got a Lund, I was door to door versus a Lund-tuned car, didn't say how much it weighed. And I was explain how that could happen. Now we got a Whipple 10 and 11 PSI car with E85. Ooh, wait a minute. Do we want to see this? Because guys, this is like playing a murder on like live. So listen to this race. It is the camera car is 2-passenger, 4,200 pounds versus tin can gutted guy who was talking shit Friday about how he can keep up with Whipple boosted cars. Let's go. Oh my, he's not even in the shot anymore. Oh,
and we say bye-bye.
We got to play it again. Oh my God, guys, I'm sorry. You're going to have to report this on America's Most Wanted because the Whipple car, it murdered somebody. We got to report this to America's Most Wanted because we just witnessed a murder. One more time, please. Thank you very much. And this is when you get what you get when you talk shit. So, before you come on and start trying to talk shit online, trying to stunt that your tuner's better, again, nothing wrong with the tuner, but this is the problem with the NA game. You got nowhere to go. You got nowhere to go after your tin can gutted, fully bolted on. You got nowhere to go. And you saw the difference between two similar vehicles, one on pump gas, one on E85, both at about 11 PSI. One of them can actually go up in power. All you can do is keep removing weight. So now you guys understand why I don't fucks with the NA game, the hardcore NA guy. They lie to you. They're going to go out there. I guarantee this guy's on some forums, Facebook, some fucking Valley page or something. He's like, yo, I keep up with boosted cars all the time. Well, that was a boosted car. That was a boosted car on E85. What happened there? What happened there? ¿Qué pasó, papi? So that's why I don't fuck with the NA game. And then people will say this, well, he's tuned by Ortiz, so I'm going to go get tuned by Ortiz. And I'm like, okay, go ahead. But unless you do what that guy did, because to me, fully bolted on is the following. NA guys, fully bolted on is the following. You have stuff bolted on your car, but your car's full weight. That's right. When you say full bolt on, that means you got an intake, cold air, headers, E85, maybe a couple of other things, but the car is full weight. 36 to 3,800 pounds. Let's just say it prospectively, right? 36 to 3,800 pounds is a bolt-on car. The moment you start removing weight, you have to say fully bolted on and gutted. So then people go, wait. So people that are on the fence about choosing tuners or choosing mods, they go, wait a minute, what do you mean gutted? Yeah, I have nothing, no headliner. I actually took the headliner out to put Starlight shit in it, but that'll be on later. But I got nothing in it but a Kirky and Just Me tin can. Meanwhile, the guy goes out there with a Whipple, pump gas, beat you by a fender, and then he can drive to California, Alaska, Florida, Massachusetts, and do without much of an issue. And the NA tin can guy with his dumps, the Kirky, no AC, no headliner, no nothing, is pretty much relegated to just rolls and bring it back to your garage. So be careful what you say out there, because there are receipts. And I have proven that a boosted car with the proper fuel will absolutely destroy a max effort NA car. And I've been saying that from the get-go. Let's say hi to the people here. We'll talk some shit. What do you think is going on? Fresh Pasteles, Coyote Kelly, Fresh Pastelazo, Boost Lee, 2000 MCR, Wesley Stewart, Chrome Tame, 508 Josh, Monty 540, I'm Hung Solo, Ken McAllister, Frederick Fiesta, JD, James, JD again, Cole, T Gay, Sam Bavi, Clean 93, Rich 50, Rami Zaidan, Puro Pinche NF6 a la verga, because we have Two Auto Solutions in the Parts Farm, the sponsors of the channel. Thank you very much for being sponsors of the channel. Two Auto Solutions in Puerto Rico and the Parts Farm. Badass shit. Thank you for the money. I appreciate you very, very much. Cole Doherty, Angel Puerto Rico, Jason Freiberg, Miguel Salazar, Andrew Slots, Cluster BM, Matthew, TJ Cole, Matthew again, Anthony, Rich, Mako tuned. Hey, interesting. Mako tuned. That's like a SCT reference. Cole, TD Carter, Black Cap, Mike Rodriguez, Cole again, Matt 2011 GT, TJ, Evan Smith, Swiss is nasty. Swiss is not nasty. How dare you? Milton, Cole, Milton again, James. All right. And everyone else. So when you come in on a chat and you say, I'm bolted on and I'm keeping up with boosted cars, I'm assuming you're full weight. That's how I'm going to do it. I am assuming you are full weight. But when you see the absolute difference between 10 PSI pump gas, 10 PSI 85, you weren't even in the shop by the first shift. You weren't even in the frame by the first shift. So it's one of those things where you're constantly on defense, and the layman, the person that doesn't know shit about coyotes, literally thinks that if you get CJ, cams, E85, and headers, that your car's automatically going to run 10s. Then they go to the track and it runs 1140, 1130, and you're like in the summer, and you're like, wait a minute. This car should go 10s. According to everything I read on the internet, this car should go 10s, and it doesn't. And then you figure out those nice Recaros that you opted in for, they got to be removed and put a Kirky in it. The nice leather, waste of time. The door panels, they got to be removed. The rug has to be pulled and scraped. All of the trunk stuff and your subwoofer have to be removed. By the way, drive shaft, aluminum drive shaft, aftermarket K-member, really lightweight wheels like Bellax, Welds, or something similar. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's not bolting on. I am removing parts from my car to achieve the 1090, 1080 that I was promised. I was promised that this car was going to go a certain number. Like when I see shops say, this car's all motor and it runs 10s, but we got it to run 1020, and we're not going to tell you what it is until you come here and get it done with us. Meaning they'll say there is some secret sauce out there that will gain 8 tenths, and you're like, holy shit, let's go. Hey man, I saw your advertisement. I want to run what this one runs. What's done to it? Yeah, we removed everything. Oh, wait, what? Yeah, we removed everything. Explain that. So the crumple zones, yeah, we hogged it out. We took a hole saw to the whole trunk and we hogged it out. It doesn't have a gas tank in it. It has a little fuel cell we don't tell anybody about. The evap's been removed, so there's lights all over the fucking place. It's got dumps right after the headers, and the O2s read fresh air pretty much until it's wide open throttle. And the only time the car performs halfway decent is during wide open throttle. We cut chunks of bracing in the engine bay. We actually took off all the fender liners. We took off everything. Hell, this thing doesn't even have brakes. No brakes. If I got to stop, I got to just hope the wind resistance is going to be helpful. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go into a sand trap to make sure I slow the car down. Wait, but I don't want to do anything like that to my car. Oh, yeah, then you're not going to run the number. That's what happens every single time. And I've told people, you know how many times I get in the ticket system? Alex, I raced my buddy and he beat me. He's got less mods. How much does he weigh? And they go, what does that matter? They literally in the ticket system say, what does that matter? And I just can't. I just can't. I put my hands up and I'm like, I don't get it. And the same NA guy that tin cans his S550 won't race a Coyote swap Fox. He won't race a Coyote swapped Fox. Why don't you want to race a 2,200 pound Coyote swapped notch with nothing in it? Oh, because it's really light and you might lose? No shit.
Oh, no.
Oh,
we suck again.
I can't believe that you actually understand weight, but then forget it when it comes to you racing other motherfuckers. Boy, this NA game is whack as shit. This is why you guys go out there and say Lund doesn't fuck with NA guys. We fuck with NA guys, but we don't fuck with this guy versus that guy. And what am I gonna do in the tune that adds 50 horse? I'm gonna say be better. Buy those carbon doors, buy that optic armor, buy those headers, buy carbon everything. Put 12 grand in your car to barely keep up with a boosted pump gas car. That is your choice to do. That's why I tell people all the time, if you are not willing to gut the car, if you're not willing to remove body panels, if you're not willing to make your car undrivable, save for boost. Save for boost, save for boost, save for boost. Terry already got some guys thinking they can drive better than what they really can. No one wants to race my Coyote Swap Fox, and I have a baby seat in the back. NA guys smack like Will Smith. Yeah, he didn't even knock out Chris Rock, and he's 150 pounds soaking wet. And these are brand new cars we're talking about here. What kind of nutcase hogs out a brand new car? Might as well swap out a Fox or an SN95. Guys that look at a Coyote Swap Fox go, it's a Fox. I'm not going to race that thing. Thing probably weighs 2,200 pounds. So your garage full of interior parts doesn't matter. You know, when you go home and you open your garage and it's full of your door panels, your old drive shaft, your everything. Like when I'm going to race Jake, I'm going to race Jake as it sits. Like the way my car sits. I'm not going to do any weight reduction. That is, neither is he. If anything, his truck is a little heavier than stock. He's got a bunch of dumb shit in it. Big wheels, this and that. But I think it'll be a good race. But guys out there are literally rah-rahing themselves and their tuners. And the problem is the tuners then get a bad rep because they got these clowns out there repping their shit, omitting that they're tin can gutted. It's tough. So anyway, shout out to the guy for, getting some guys riled up because over the weekend I received 2 emails unprovoked. And the guy's like, yo, that guy's full of it, bro. He's out there talking shit, repping that tuner. Nothing wrong with the tuner. But if I was a tuner, I'd go, hey, papi, calm your ass down. Take my sticker out of your shit because you're making me look bad against these guys. Because once they figure out you're tin can gutted, it makes me look bad as a tuner. So if I was a tuner, I'd say, mira, papi, calm your ass down with that shit. Okay, don't be going on Alex's shit, talking shit. And then 2 guys have receipts showing you getting beat by a fender from a full weight car and then gizapped by a E85 car with the same mods. Now they have to get the storage unit for all their stock parts. But if you hog in unibody, doesn't it affect it like the structural rigidity of the car? It'd be twisting like a modded Grand National. The racing game altogether has gone whack. 8-second cars running like in the 10-second index. Gutted cars trying to run full weight car and act like it's wild. Easier to sit at the house and hang with the boys. Man, you are not wrong. Do you see why I don't really fuck with anybody? I don't go to the meets. I don't do anything. Like when you go to Texas 2K or FL 2K, there are guys that are known to have bottom 7-second or bottom 8-second cars that purposely go click clack, turn it down, to boost controller down, pulley way up so that they can then run no quicker than an 850 so that they can win something. And in the same breath, those same guys make fun of bracket racing. What's worse? A bracket racer that runs an index to the fucking 1,000th each time going down the track, or a guy that can run 720s but dials it back to 8.0 just so he can get in the money at a racing event. Sandbagging is a term. Sandbagging is a term. Then they make fun of bracket racers. I think bracket racers, especially bracket racers that do like 9.0 index or 850 index, I think those guys are more talented because they can run the same number each time. You can call it gay all you want. I'm not a bracket. I'm not a racer, period. But then to have a 720, 730 capable car and dial it back to 8.0, 8.1, 8.2 just to beat the guys that are a second slower than you. And then the funny thing is sometimes they break out. Have you seen that happen? When the guy dials it all the way back and then he gets to the final and the guy he's up against is right at the index, right at the breakout. And you go, shit, I don't want to lose this race. And then you turn it up and you break out. How many times have you seen a Texas 2K or FL2K or anywhere that has a similar index class, like a B class, and then they can't go faster than like a 770 or 780, break out? Because the guy they're racing did it legit. He's all out. That's all he's got. And then the guy that's faster, that dialed it back, turns it up for the final rounds and breaks out and loses anyway. Bro, isn't that embarrassing? Could you imagine a conversation amongst a bunch of NA guys if there was a boosted guy around? Unhook those brake lights. I'd rather bracket race than be an NA cuck. Wow. What do you think about MRL going 7.3 190? I've talked about it in many other chats. I congratulated them. I did a whole video on it. I want my own tune by Lund. Go for it. I mean, we're here. Just get an order in and don't request me. Don't request me. Don't request me. I made it peasants to the pop out. Okay, whatever. The crazy part is that the track folk don't act like a quarter mile. The crazy part is that track folk don't act like the quarter mile clan. I don't even know what it means. The crazy part is that track folk don't act like the quarter mile. Bro, I don't know what he's saying. Can anyone translate Milton Perez? Of course he's a Perez. Can anyone translate Milton Perez's sentence to me? Thank you very much. Saw a video of a shop pouring concrete in the trunk for weight and better traction. Right. Like if you guys see no prep guys go out of their way to bias the weight all the way to the back, especially when it's back half racing, when they race the top end of the track backwards to the front and they do like an 8th mile hit. Those guys put big wings. They have mechanisms that extend the front end like 2 feet. They have a very long, like looks like a parachute mount, but they hang weights at the back of it just to bias the weight all the way to the back. They do a whole bunch of stuff. I dropped a full half second, 11.4 to 10.9 with the same NA E85 tune. Wait, Madi 5.0. I hate that shit so bad. Guys that run race cars in the daily driver class are the biggest pussy ass, scared cuck ass bitches that will nut up and race fast cars. God damn, Sean Matz. Look, I understand what they're doing, but I don't agree with it. Good morning, says 661 Racing. I understand what they're doing, but I don't subscribe to it. If my GT500 runs 830, the quickest it ran the Texas 2K when I took it was 830, which sucked. So, okay, what was I gonna dial it back? Let's say I would have qualified with a 850. Right. And then I know it has the potential to run an 830. And then let's say I'm racing an 850 car in the final and I can't break out of 845 or 840. And I say, fuck it, let me send it all the way to the moon and break out. Isn't that embarrassing as hell? Isn't that absolutely embarrassing as hell? Because the sandbagger, who should be faster than everyone else, technically got beat. Yes, he's faster, but you broke the rules. So why do you enter an index class? You're either fast enough or you're not. That's why I like Outlaw stick shift racing. Now, I'm obviously a nobody, but when I see what happened at Texas 2K, that's how racing should be. The Luntune Coyote car had a slipping clutch. He had gone 8.0s or 8.30s, and it's a all run what you brung class. And he was racing Miles Kerr, a guy who has been in the 8.0s stick. And the race happens. Miles Kerr is out by like 3 or 4 cars, gapping dude. Then his motor blows up. Right. And the other guy wins the race, didn't run any faster. He wins basically by being consistent and by default. And Miles Kerr, unfortunately, his ETS car had engine trouble. That to me is how it should happen. But if you're constantly dialing the car back to fit a slower class, but then in the same breath make fun of bracket racers, you're full of shit. You know, the fastest NA guy sitting in the stands talking shit about boosted guys at the track. Circuit racing, SCCA, grid life, the culture is different and not as toxic. I guess I just can't get into that. I'm going to be honest with you. I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is about circuit racing. Look, I like time attack stuff, but even that has gotten stupid. Even that, it's like 3,000 horsepower cars doing time attack stuff. Alex, I'm trying to cut to E98 to E85. Can I just pour 5 gallon E98 in my gas tank and then pour 3/4 of 92 octane after that? You need to mix it before pouring it. Thank you. I would keep a concoction, meaning measurable things like 2 to 1, 1 to 2, whatever, and measure what you have in your test glass before you put it in the tank. Let's say you have E98, 5 gallons of E98. and you cut it with half a gallon of E10, aka 93 octane, or race gas, MS-109 or something like that, meaning making a potent ethanol mix. And you can get it down to be about E85, but the cutting fuel was race gas, then I think that's the way to do it. But you have to do it in a measurable. You can't just go 5 gallons here, 1 gallon this, and octane booster here, and voila, we have E85 super duper race gas. We have no. That's not how it works. Why do companies give tunes for their product, but the tune yet sucks again? I think you're trying to rag on VMP here. Look, Carbon, I don't know what I don't know what the tuning is like right now at that company, but what are you going to do? If I were you, if you're not happy with the tuning and it is a free tune, I would work with them as long as possible. Yeah, I am contradicting what I should be doing. I should just come to London. Everything's going to be fine. Look, save yourself some money. Go to VMP and say, look, man, I need this shit fixed. The tune that I was given, maybe you're not happy with or whatever, I need this dialed in, because if I'm buying your product and I'm not happy with the tune, because a lot of people, and it's not the wrong way to think. Shouldn't the company that makes the product be the best at tuning the product? So if they're not, or when they're not, I would give them as much opportunity as possible to be able to give them the right to get it right. And if they don't, then you can if you want, you can get tuned elsewhere. Could you imagine sitting on a piece of styrofoam and claiming you're King Bicho? I would be embarrassed. The funny part of the story is when they get back to Lund after they get boosted, wait for it, every single time. I want more sauce, so I'm going to go to another tuner that gave me more sauce. That is your right. I encourage you to do that. There is no issue with that. Congratulations. Hopefully you and him make it work. But when it comes time for you to step up to boost, why don't you come at me with that same energy and say, well, this is the way people do it. Well, Lund isn't that good at NA, but they're great at boosted. What in the fuck are you talking about? What in the fucking shit are you talking about? Make a recipe. Good morning, says Sean King. Finally caught a Sunday Live. Good morning, says Chris Buchaya. Ford Blue Garages. I get the impression that the fastest part of NA cars is the owner's mouth. Yeah. The fastest NA guys weigh 3,000 pounds. That's just a matter of fact. Now, I would respect the shit out of somebody if they kept their car full weight and did NA mods. Then and only then can you say, I'm King Bicho Tuner. I'm King Bicho Car Builder. 3,800 pounds, bolt-ons, stock bottom end, tuning, 10s, pump E85, right? That's where when you have everything an even playing field, you're dealing with pump gas, bolt-ons, full weight. Usually, everyone is within a tenth of each other. If someone is an anomaly and is a half second quicker than all known tuners have gotten that combination to run, put it on the scale. Oh, 3,300 pounds. No fucking shit. We should change. He blew his motor. Either he stang motored or he Xandered. Which is better, LU47 or IDX 1050? Depends on what you're doing. If you're on pump gas, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Intensity says, just place my order at ESS. Thanks for the advice on boost and not FBO. Unless you're willing to gut it and have a Kirky seat in it and get gizapped or beat by a fender when your S550 looks like a 4x4 because it weighs nothing. It's king gutted and it gets beat by a boost pump gas car. And you got CJ, cams, headers, weight reduction, exotic fuels, ignite this, that, nitro mix that. Boy. Imagine going to tech at the track and having a tech card for running 10 index and also the Outlaw heads-up class where you run 7s. Track just put a stop to it. Alex, I'm your age, so we know what the deal is in the racing game. I wish we could take these young people back to our era so they could see and experience how and why shit really works in racing. When there was a Fox body guy running 10s or 1080s NA stick, everyone's ears would perk up. You go, wait, what? Like, okay, Mike Jakovich. I had a 28-inch tall tire. Okay, imagine it's 1997, 1998, and you hear a guy go, what is the best gear ratio for a, let's say, trick flow top end set, headers, H-pipe, Tremec 3550. What is the best rear gear ratio with a 26-inch tall tire? Or 28, let's do 28, because people were putting 1510s back in the day with 6.5-inch back spacing and slamming the tubs, and the well drag light was, badass looking on a notch. So everyone would say 373, 410, right? I put 430s in the car because I did the math. And by the top of fourth gear at the end, I'd be at 6,200 RPMs. So people go, oh my God, that's too much gear. That is too much fucking gear. What is wrong with you? You're fucking stupid. Car was an 1150, 1170 car, maybe and that car in particular had stock heads, carbureted. It had a vacuum secondary motorcraft. But let's say everyone was telling you 410, 373 on a Tremec 3550. Everyone would think you're fucking stupid. If you put 430s in it, everyone was saying 410s, 373s. And then when your car runs really good on 430s, everyone started putting 430s in it. And then the secret's out. Because back in the day, motherfuckers weren't telling you their mods. They were just racing. And in order to find out their mods or how they got that fast, you had to adjust. Now everyone thinks they got a cookbook. And they go, Luntune CJ Cams runs 1060s. No, it doesn't. You got to do some work on your end to get that car to go 1060s. But people think there's a cookbook, or they go, oh, yeah, Lund can't do it. Go to this tuner. This tuner can do it much better. And that's where you spend $2,400 in 4 tuners, only to find out that the first tune that was always in your car runs the best. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. Testing everyone. Bolt-on Mustangs run mid-11s full weight. Ask me how I know. Dropping in from Plant City, McDonald's drive-through, late to party, but I made it, SK Productions. Have you heard any more updates about FTW Purple coming back? I heard rumors about the guy potentially, bringing it back. And look, if FTW Purple comes back with the same exact recipe, that is going to be the main fuel for most cars. It's like a nitro mixed, 8-something stoic that smelled like fucking grape soda going down the track. I went from a 410 to a 455 with trick flow, twisted wedge top end, and an X303 and a T5 trans. Here, though, running a few hours sleep after watching F1 Australia Grand Prix, Duncan Coffin for the win, because that was the follow the leader game. Then Forza. I'm buying a 55-gallon drum of FTW Purple if it comes back. I'm buying 2. All of my cars will be on that shit. The truck would be on that shit. The GT500 would be on that shit. Well, not the white car. The white car is going to stay pump gas pretty much forever. We used to run Fox bodies with 430s and 456s, stick and a sticky tire. Right. But back then, those guys would say, you're stupid. They'd say, oh my God, that's too much gear for the car. Like I had 3 73s in my automatic Gen 2 Mustang, the 6R80 car, Jean Gray, the one back here. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, red car. You are now being treated like shit. But I had 3 73s and a 6F converter. I repeat, 3 73s and a 6F converter. That car never made it to the track in a negative DA day. It always went at 75 plus degrees. I never got it to the track on a negative DA day. 11.2 120 was the quickest it ever went naturally aspirated. GT250 top end set. Cold air was a Steeda open air element. Long tube headers. E85 from the pump. 3,700 plus pounds race weight. Stop it. Red car is hoard out. She didn't deserve that. Hey, I got to get my money. I live by Plant City. Alex reminds me of an encyclopedia full of S550 knowledge. Your take on UFC 273 robberies? Didn't watch. I don't watch UFC anymore. I think UFC is great, awesome, but I don't want to watch two guys wrestle each other. I don't give a fuck about arm bars. I don't give a fuck about anything. I think it should be striking. It should be striking with minimal takedowns. But if a guy is a elite NCAA #1 ranked wrestler that has a good ground and pound game, he's more likely to make it really far in the UFC than someone that just strikes. And I don't really... Okay, what I like watching about boxing is that they're limited. They're limited. So the problem with boxing has become super political. Like Deontay Davis being signed to Mayweather would never fight Ryan Garcia. Now that he's a free agent, oh yeah, he's going to fight Ryan Garcia if Mayweather doesn't sign him. Mayweather signs him, the guy will fight a bunch of nobodies all the way up until he can't. And by that time, he'll be too old anyway. IRS or solid axle, look, we've gone fast on both. So IRS is a much enjoyable ride, turns better, handles better, but solid axle has a lot of benefits, especially in the 60 foot. Do you know if there's an upper limit on the Octane logic on the Gen 2? Yeah, look, it all depends on what the timing is capped at. I think stock timing is capped at about 25 degrees. The knock sensors can add up to 10 degrees. But I think the combustion limit table and then the MBT is like 28. So the most you'll see is 20 or some degrees. If your tuner does nothing but just bump up the cap, I think the more octane you have in the car, it can see up to the max timing of 30. But in stock form, they're capped at about 28, 27 degrees in both tables. Multiple tables, but both tables specifically. So yeah, I think there is a limit, but it all depends on what tune is in the car. I already got that. I'm saving up and skip bolt-ons and go straight to boost. Smart man. 38,000 mile, 14 track pack GT, fun MT82, 373s, even stock. Going to be chasing boost, not tunes. I like it. I like it. I like it. Going to pump 85 for the first time today. Says Alex Tercero. That means he's the third Alex. What could be a cause of a tune causing a nasty wrench to show up before you even start the car? The car seems to run okay. No codes at all, yet the wrench stays on. I'm baffled. Did you check codes, John Orsak? Did you check for codes? Let's say you installed the fuel system and they did not trigger the fuel system with the FPDM, the fuel pump drive module. Let's say they keyed in hot, and then they'll say the dumbest shit ever. Fuel, come tell your tuner how you're going to trigger the pumps. No, always trigger the pumps with an FPDM so it primes like stock. But if you don't, your tuner has to shut off a code called a P0627. 9 times out of 10, if it's just a wrench and no check engine, meaning no check engine, it is literally a little wrench, but the car runs and drives fine. It probably has a P0627 code, which is a fuel pump circuit code because it is not triggered like stock usually, but you'd have to check for codes. Hey, Alex, I'm throwing a custom Circle D converter equivalent to the 6F. They discontinued them, and I wanted to get rid of the 315 gear set. So 373, better 60 car, mainly 8th mile car, occasional use. There you go, Joe Mendoza. That's going to be a fun fucking car. Amen, Alex. I missed the 90s where dig races were the equalizers on the street. No 60-roll racing garbage. Like when I race Jake, I know he's got me covered in the 60 because it's a 4-wheel drive truck. So the only way we level the playing field a little bit is just straight power and weight. That's why I think at 700 wheel or 750 wheel, I think I have a shot versus his 800 wheel car that's truck that has a 10R80 that keeps the torque in a nice spot, and he weighs 1,000 pounds more. So the equalizer is basically the roll, but I understand 100%. Back in the day, roll racing wasn't even a thing, but now it's a different time with the Viper builds, the Lambo builds, like the Fox body, big and little stuff. Does decent on a roll, but it does even better in the front half, the 60 foot. Is there any way to wire in flex sensor and run it the way GM does, or are you stuck with the O2 sensor on a Coyote? Why do you want to do that, Chris Buchaya? Let me ask you a question. And I'm being dead serious because I brought up this subject to the tuners on the chat, the internal chat that we have. Why is it beneficial? Listen to me. Why is it beneficial to have a flex sensor in a Coyote? Tell me why it's beneficial. This is the reason I say that. A lot of you guys are going to go out there running with E50, right? You're going to go to a pump that's E50. And I am not a big fan of boost, especially a supercharged application that references multiple tables for multiple tunes, but the boost stays the same, meaning you're going to see 12 pounds of boost regardless. So let's say the flex sensor can reference tables that says with E50 cap timing at this, with but you guys are going to run E30 one day or pump gas. And the table is going to be lazy as fuck, but it'll still be shoving 12 PSI in the bitch. Regardless of what table it's referencing, you're still shoving 12 PSI in the bitch because it's supercharged, not turbocharged. So are you okay running 12 PSI with E30, which is like 87 octane, 70%, and the other 30 is ethanol which is a 89 octane mix. You guys are okay with that? I'm not. I'd rather say dedicated tunes. But some people say that's stupid. Okay, that's fine. I have control of the fuel that goes in the car. The flex sensor to me is when you don't have control of the fuel that goes in the car. You go to the pump and it'll vary between E50 and E85. So you're going to rely on a flex sensor to reference a different table for different timing for the same boost. So that means the E50. So do you have to go in as a tuner and adjust an E50, an E60, an E70, an E80, an E85 table? That's what I don't understand about that particular logic. Like, of course, it'll make less power on E50, but I don't want to shove 12 PSI on a supercharged application on E50. But some people say, no, that's fine. That's not a problem. Okay, on your car, cool. Why don't I just take a little tester out and go, it's E70, go into Stoic, because I tune my own car. Well, what about people that don't tune their own car, Alex? Make sure you get good fuel in the bitch. I'm one of those psychos that I'd rather have the best fuel possible. And flex to me is a non-starter. Well, lung tune at 07 F-150 with a 4-valve 5.4 swap. Fuck no, we won't. Sorry, we just that sounds like Freddie Mercury AIDS 1980. Hey, Alex, on a Gen 2, how many miles is too much to boost it? Anything over 80, in my opinion, I wouldn't boost it. I have FBO cams full weight 60 GT that might have been totaled by the road debris. If fuck the NA game, I'm going to go boost. If it isn't, fuck the NA game, and I'm going to go boost packs and turbos 800 to 900. Is it a snap-on wrench that keeps coming into your ass? Just can't say this enough. Mustang guys should watch this channel, period. I prefer boxing over MMA, says Pat the One, but I started watching in the 70s with great fighters in the 80s and 90s. The refs used to let the fighters fight without premature stoppage. We are spoiled. People in their 40s are spoiled. We had Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, Terry Norris. We had Tommy Morrison, who was the great white hope at the time. We had Mike Tyson. We had Evander Holyfield. We had Roy Jones Jr. We had James Toney. We had Vinny Pazienza for a while. We had what's the other guy who died recently? He beat De La Hoya, in my opinion, but we had De La Hoya. We had Felix Trinidad. We're spoiled. Now who you got? You got big heavyweights and a bunch of middleweights that don't want, and middleweights and light welter that don't want to fight each other. Man, stop it. Roll ratings forgot to sit the P. Let's go all the way to the bottom. 389 X15 Cummings oil hauling rig. Got it. Where I live, the E85 tests between E85 and 90 all the time at the stripes. Coyote Flex Fuel problems is engaged users. They keep staring into the numbers all the time. Freddie Mercury, what an amazing singer. When attempting to set a new personal best, it is best to get some actual Ignite or VP E85 instead of the pump. Been thinking of buying 15 gallons for a track day. Don't know if it's much better than pump E. It depends on how much power you make. If you're NA, you might gain a little bit of power by running awesome quality ethanol, whether it be ethanol 1R, Ignite, Sunoco, C, whatever, C85, whatever you want to run, or any premium ethanol product, because the other 15% is usually a race gas mix or additives that really make sure that the octane is high. On pump 85, 85% ethanol, and the rest is lips and assholes and chicken lips and gizzard and horse hooves, then you're going to have to deal with that 15% being junk, basically. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Alex, any interest in some MagnaFlow Street Chase for a 19 Mustang? Don't want any cash for them. Just want them to go to a good home. I can send them to PBH. Is it it's a 19, so I really hate to be this guy and sound like a homo, but they have to be quad tip. They have to be quad tip because I ain't going to fuck with the Valence. But yeah, I'd be interested, but I'd have to get a mid pipe and stuff like that. But I'd be interested for sure. I mean, and I'll throw money your way, August Quorum. So yeah, PBH is the place to go. If you have a return address or something like that, I'll throw some money your way, but absolutely would be interested in some MagnaFlow Street Series exhaust. Butterbean Esh, man. Ray Boom Boom Mancini. Oh my God. What's good, Alex? Sitting here at a union meeting, catching your live show. Wait, why are you at a union meeting looking at my shit? Shouldn't you be paying attention to the union meeting? Today, we're going to take a vote. Are we going to vote for Biden or Biden? Biden. Got it. Thanks. Meeting's over. Let's have lunch. Oh, somebody hit me. Who hit me out? Let me see. Okay. Random, but someone's got to say it. Fuck Joe Biden. Angel Puerto Rico. So look, in my opinion, you the guys that need to go to the internet to find that information, they have to be feeling kind of powerless if they're fans of this show. If you're a fan of this show and you go to Mustang 6G, you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, you go to TikTok, you're going to get fed so much misinformation. And people that really, really study this, they can see through the bullshit. They can see that this guy is omitting his weight. They can see that this guy has been tune shopping from the get. I love people that shove Lund Racing stickers on their car, Lund Racing banners on their car, Lund Racing shit on their fender for years. Then to one day, once Lund says, hey, that's not a combination that we think is any good, now we suck. Now they put whoever's shit all over their car. And I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous, because the tuner gave you advice contrary to your beliefs based on what you looked up on the internet. Joe Biden had another stroke on stage. Did you see that? That was pretty crazy. Alex, I was parts searching and see American Muscle, and they see they offer Lund Tune. Didn't see that coming. They've been offering Lund Tunes for 3 years. The N gauge went away. Bye-bye. And they were pretty much number one for a very long time in terms of N gauge sales. Once that went away, then, they're like, well, there's no money, because look, it's a parts company. So they're looking to make money. There's not that much meat on the bone on the tune, right? We don't give a huge discount to people, but obviously if you have a lot of volume, then that's up in the air. But they want to sell product. So if the RTD is the only game in town right now, as opposed to SCT stuff, because we don't fuck with SCT and they don't fuck with us, I think that's not a bad thing to offer Lund Tuning. They offer all tuning. They offer everybody. They don't care. Hagler and Sugar Ray, guys, I mean, if you want to see a robbery take place, an absolute robbery take place, watch Hagler, Sugar Ray objectively. And Hagler wins that fight 8 rounds to 4. Easy. But he was flashy, did the right shit at the last minute of the round or two, and the judges were like, wow, he's winning this. And then you see the most insane 2 minutes of boxing ever, Hagler Hearns. People mortgaged their homes on that fucking fight, and some people lost their house on that fight. So I did the Bondo Bird. Yeah, I missed 4th. So I recently uploaded a video showing the Turbo Smart blow-off valve. It didn't really gain anything. I'm going to really look the car over and maybe smoke test it to see if I have a massive leak somewhere, because, boy, that pulley with that pulley that should be making north of 12 psi, and right now it's making about 11, and I'm like, and the car has never shown any vacuum leaks, but the trims do swing wildly sometimes. So I'd like to maybe smoke check it one day and see, or maybe soon, but I'd have to get a smoke machine or make up a smoke machine and really see if there is unmetered air coming in from somewhere, because the car should be making north of 12 psi. The car should be into the 670s, 660s on 60 to 130 based on that math. So I'm really going to check that out. But the fuel trims at Wide Open Throttle are perfect, perfect. So I'm like, they can't be unmetered air coming in if the fuel trims are dead nuts with FIC data and a Vortec math. So I have to see what's going on with that. Or the blower is just not seeing it's inefficient, right? Let's say something happened with the blower that it's losing its efficiency. How does that happen? Well, the clearances between the impeller and the volute are something that can rub and cause efficiency loss, but I don't know right now, to be honest with you. Alex, when you were younger, did you go fishing at the Holyoke Dam, the great fishing spot? Yes, and a place called Half Moon, Deuce 2112. If you go to Half Moon, which is north of the dam, but right by the South Hadley Bridge between Mitchell Field, where they play baseball, over to the South Hadley Bridge. We used to race on that bridge. Between Holyoke and South Hadley, there was a rotary by the ghetto, and you book it, and whoever got to South Hadley first won. And the shutdown was the rotary, which was sketchy as fuck. But it was Fox body day, so you were maybe going 120 at the top. Do you have to run a bat for 650 horsepower and under 56 pounds stock pump? Yeah, I would, Jason Miller, just to make sure you have plenty of headroom. Charge your tuner. Biden wears diapers, fucking diapers. I can't walk, he can't hump. I don't have that sound clip. The mod recipes for an S197, S150, and F150 is proven. Follow the recipe, get a Lund tuning quality gas, and enjoy the car, and stop mentally masturbating. Alex, Nitrous Gen 1 6R80 has a random problem when I launch the car. It'll throw a wrench light on the hip. Then it goes away. The car gets stuck in second gear. Do I have to reload the tune? Any idea? See, you're omitting a ton of stuff there. Are you on a two-step or a trans brake? Cliff Hatcher, do you have a two-step and a trans brake? Alex, my friends that don't even know about you are seeing you on TikTok, so you're getting pretty well known. From that, a lot of people don't even know about this channel are seeing video clips, and that's good. And I really appreciate the guy doing the stuff on TikTok. It is not my channel. Think of it as an unofficial fan page, but man, he's doing a great job. I'd love to throw some money his way because he's helping me. But if he can make some money on TikTok, which I don't know how, but if he can somehow monetize the TikTok, I'm okay with that. He's helping me, and me by putting out content is helping him. So why not? I think you can reel Jake in after the 60, but how fast you can reel him in is the question. But unfortunately, it's just two friends having fun, so y'all can run him back without drama. Absolutely. Hands of Stone, Duran, but did you see how Hearns brought him to the shadow realm? Hearns put Duran out with one punch. Alex having a problem getting the channels off the LUN page to data log. Sent an email with the video ticket system. It'll log SAE, but not LUN channels. Black Cat. So let's go through this. For those of you that have HP tuners, Lund Racing sent you a channels config. This is what you got to do before you connect to the vehicle, meaning plug in the OBD2, plug in, boom, bada bing, unless you're using TDN. Go load config. Config is loaded. Then go to the vehicle editor tab and type in the vehicle ID that Lund provided you. So if it's a 15 to 17 auto, if FSGM0, if it's a 15 to 17 manual, it's FPGM0, then you connect to the vehicle as it's running with the key on. Then you can data log. Hopefully that helps. Alex, your shorty headers just for sound. My buddy just puts them on a Gen 1 and I couldn't figure out why he'd done instead of long tooth. Me neither. Me neither. The stock logs manifold flow pretty good. Jake has stock manifolds on his Gen 3 F-150, made 1,000 wheel because he's running it for turbo piping, basically. And a stock Y pipe. Jake has a stock Y pipe, stock manifold. And the thing made 1,000 wheel with a turbo mounted by the bed, basically. Need your opinion, getting a Helen Twin Turbo for my Gen 3 running on 6 pounds and an RST clutch. Should I stay with the stock MT82 bend Calimer MT82 or T56 bend Calimer MT82? A stage 2 would do really well for your car. That's what I currently have in mind. And it's upgraded shift forks, and you should be good to go. You could use your stock clutch. You could use the RST and your shifter and your drive shaft. Ben sent me a stage 3 that has different gear ratios, but that's meant to me for like 900 and up, really heavy racing bullshit. And that might urge me to make the white car a badass stick car. Who knows? Is that blow-off valve that sounds like you're dragging cardboard box around? Yep. It's loud as fuck. I'm not thrilled about it. Look, I don't think that car is going to stay Vortex supercharged forever. Let's be honest. I think that car is going to go turbo eventually, my white car. I have to shake out some things, what's going on with like the truck. I got to figure out if I'm going to keep the truck, blah, 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 blah. But if it gets to the point where I like pay off the truck or the Gen 3 Mustang, I might make it turbo, like a big single, like a BL fab kit, but I want it to hook up. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. I would love a Fat House Fab turbo setup on the white car. But I don't think they have super high-end stuff. And I'm not saying I can afford it, but I don't think that car deserves a Billy Badass kit. An Aldo kit would be badass too, but that's still 11, 12,000 bucks. So the Vortec is going to be good for now. But again, guys, that is like my semi-daily and it stays on pump gas. So the reason I upgraded the blow-off valve was to see if the issue was the race blow-off valve. It wasn't. Now, the race blow-off valve I have in there has been modified. It is not stock. It went from a 6-pound spring to an 8-pound spring. And that was the only way I was seeing good air load. So it has been modified. So I said maybe a Turbo Smart would do better, but it's just louder at this point, and it holds the same boost. Let's get all the way down here. Tony. I hate when I miss fourth gear. Yeah, it's like straight down, and you feel super embarrassed. What is the most RPM you would rev a Gen 1 stock cam 18 manifold? 7,500. I'll be honest with you. 7,600 is where you should be shifting. That bridge is fucking crazy, right? Mini Bike Man. That we used to race on that bridge. We were stupid. How do you become a member with an iPhone? Boy, someone has to. If JD Swag's on the chat, send them the link to become a member because I can't get off this thing. It'll fuck it up. The fish lift in Holyoke, yes. Why doesn't Lund make superchargers, etc.? Because it is a huge undertaking. It is a huge undertaking. We don't even make cold airs. We could make the best cold air on the planet. We could make the best throttle body on the planet. We could make a pretty badass supercharger. We've had so many thoughts. We attempted back in the day to make the best turbo kit around, fluid turbo. Now, in theory, because Jake was part of it, everything was good. The only thing I think that kit needs is a better intercooler, right? A better air-to-air intercooler. Like a Billy Badass air-to-air intercooler would simply make that kit pretty badass. And everyone that installed the fluid kit was like, this is badass. The reason that kit didn't really take off was the management that had nothing to do with anyone named Lund. The management of the rollout and everything was botched. So Lund Racing said, let's just stick to tuning because, guys, you can lose $300,000 in a heartbeat. $300,000+. You think a turbo kit is something you just make in a garage and just bada bing, bada boom, put it out there and it's good? No. If you're going to make stainless manifolds that last forever, if you're going to really engineer the kit to be able to be bolted onto a 3-valve and a S197 chassis, I mean, then you got to take it to the foundries and hope the foundries don't fucking burn down. You hope the management, the piping, everything. And then how much do you sell that kit for, right? It's very tough to make power adder parts nowadays and make money. Someone said, y'all will make a killing. No, we wouldn't, Lunatic Beezy. Lunatic Beezy, no, we wouldn't. Imagine we make a supercharger or a turbo kit and it makes similar power to everything else at the same boost. We just think the install is better and the tuning and the MAF signal is better. You guys are not going to buy it. You guys are not going to buy it. You guys are going to get an put on 3 times kit because you're going to go, why would I pay $12,500 for a Lund kit when I could make the same power for $4,200 for 2 years until everything rusts out? I don't care. Been there, done that. No, thank you. Turbo sticking out the hood. Caleb, y'all make a killing. Can you read the data log through the TDN app? Yes. Got my Lund through RTD last week, so I'm learning. Yes. The TDN app, but you have to do a read, register, and send and get an invite code. So you have to go in the ticket system and say, hey, give me your invite code. I want to do everything through the TDN app. Now, if you have an RTD, it won't work with an iPhone through the TDN app. You need an RTD plus. Hey, look, I don't want to start talking HP Tuner stuff here. You got HP Tuners questions? Hit up HP Tuners. I'm not here to rep them. They want me to rep them? Pay a motherfucker. This is my channel. Fuck all that. Can you imagine the repeat sales Lund would get if they came out with a cold air intake and the NA guys would buy one with a new tune? Oh my God. The amount of money that has to be put into the machines of production, the jigs, the R&D is insane. Thank you, Frederick Fiesta. People don't understand how much work goes into that. Mustang people are generally cheap as fuck too. Majority are not willing to pay for quality. They just go to On 3. Look at the fluid kits. Hardly see many out there. Exactly. And that is a badass kit. Alex, we need to see a Beetlejuice emoji. Yes, for Taruviate. He's probably not awake yet. Alex, would you say the current setup in the white car is perfect as your daily? Yes. Then what needs attention? The GT500 or Fairmont? The GT500 needs attention. So again, the race has to happen with Jake. Once that happens, pull it down, 10 PSI, just drive the car and have a good time. Drive it from here to California, race somebody once in a while, make 650 wheel, happy as shit. But the GT500 would be next. The GT500 would be, I need to put 2-inch headers in the thing and an actual catback so it doesn't suck dick driving it. Then take it to the track and see if I can run an 8.1 again. All I want to do is duplicate what it ran when I first got it. Once that happens, it is up for sale or make it a stick. If I make that car a stick, then the white car can stay a daily driver that I can just have fun, turn, stop. It is a premium. Sorry, it's not a premium. It is a performance package base car. So it's got the big wheels. It looks good. The car really looks good. I really like the car, how it looks cleaned up. And man, that thing just drives nice. So I really don't want to fuck with it too much. Best nitrous kit for a Gen 3. I would call up nitrous outlet and see what kits they have for that. Oh, Jesus. I inadvertently blocked somebody. Did I block somebody? Shit, I didn't mean to block somebody. I bet it would be larger than stock. B. Turvey, have to come up with a mold and have a customer base that would be, if there's so much that goes into it, such as testing and fitment. Bro, I'm here. I tried asking 2 questions 2 minutes ago. Sorry, I just don't. Why not make parts in a batch? Oh, come on, man. Taruviate doesn't live in the real world. True Viate does not live in the real world. Everyone that runs a machine shop in the chat or understands how much does a machine shop charge you if you make a low number. Let's say you go, I want this manifold made. I only need 20 of them. So how much is it going to be per manifold mold if you only make 20 of them? It's going to be probably 2 times as much as if you made 200 of them. Machine shops, foundries, they love volume. Why? They can set it up and just run that machine for about a week to meet your demands, and they can just say, here's the money. Here are the parts. Give me the money. What happens when you take that away and say 20? Do you think I'd love to get the figures on how much it cost us to cast in stainless the hot side for fluid kits? Guys, they have over 70 to 100, maybe more $1,000 into that stuff. Listen to that. 70 plus $1,000 to then sell the kit for $8,500, $10,000, and hope you sell 800 of them? Come on, man. That's why On3 goes to the scrapyard and they go, that 90 looks good. That straight looks good. Get those used V-bands, put it in the sandblaster, and send that shit out. Because that's the only way you make money in this game. But it makes power. Making parts is a process, not just pushing buttons. Machine shop charge you enough to make you run away. Setup time is everything at the machine shop, probably 10 times the price. Takes money to make money. Low production for cars makes that car rare and costs a pretty penny. A mass-produced car like a V6 Mustang makes it cheap. Why do you think Mustangs are a good price? If there was half the Mustangs in the world, they'd be 30% more expensive. So plain and simple. China, this is where I outsource my ECUs, and I understand it. I 100% understand it. There are people right now that hate China, think China's whack, but they also have to run a business. So then they go, am I going to do full USA stuff? Full USA. I'm going to cast the shit here. I'm going to R&D the shit here. I'm going to mold the shit here. And I'm going to buy the machines here. And then I'm going to ba. Then you have the product in front of you. And you go after cost and this and that and da. I have to charge $13,500 for the product. For sale, guys. All made in USA. Turbo kit, USA, made in Kentucky, made in Louisiana, made in Texas, USA 100. Every Coyote owner. Ha, fuck that. I'm just going to buy an On3 kit. So what does the manufacturer say? I'm going to buy the Chinese polisher. I'm going to buy the Chinese lathe. I'm going to send this out to China and have it cast. And then I'll sell it for $8,500 to $9,000. And you guys go, it's a little expensive, but it's not bad. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Great explanation of an On3. I mean, they probably go to the scrapyard and go, hey, you guys got 490s? No, we got a 75 and a couple of 80s. Good enough. We'll just get a coupler to but it makes power. Don't forget the Brazilian tuning software. Cletus even outsources his grass from China. Guys, get the likes up. That's all we ask. We got 300 people watching. Get the likes to about 250, and I'm a happy guy. Let me go monitor the likes because I can't monitor the likes on StreamYard, but StreamYard makes it super easy for me to be able to actually see what's going on. Live. Creator Studio live. Where's Creator Studio? And the likes are 196 likes. Stop it, guys. It's your bullshit. Beetlejuice. That's what I mean. On3 for the win. Exactly. Alex, you're wrong. Coyote guys shop eBay. On3 probably makes profit though. That's not wrong. Right. Rich 50. Look, I'm not saying that they don't make profit. What I'm saying is you guys, not you, but Coyote owners or Mustang guys or performance guys in generally will err on the cheap side. Not trying to be an ass, but double question, but wondering how vetted the ESS kits have been lately. In terms of resonance and knock, been holding back and watching them. Guys, I love you. Every centrifugal kit has false knock on manuals. And the only way to counteract that is make sure you have high octane in the bitch and potentially desensitize the knock sensors. I'm sorry. If you're buying the ESS kit because it has a different bracket and knock might not be an issue, I got an answer for you. You're not going to like it. It's the same. It's the same. It's a spinning 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 RPM spinning pump at the end of the motor off to the side with piping all over it. It's going to cause some resonance, period. EPA says something. I lost them. Here we go. He says, don't forget the customer service aspect of having to answer shop questions from people trying to install their garage. Right. So you guys think you make a turbo kit, you put it out to market, and that's it. Done. No. Then you're going to go, hey, I'm missing a bracket. I don't understand this kit. So now that shop has to have a dedicated employee or employees that ship, vet, diagnose, and R&D those kits. So you think you think a shop like Power by the Hour, why did Jake stop making the kit? Why did Jake stop making the kit when the F-150 turbo system that he made worked so well? He said, number one, I can't sell it for more than $9,000. Number two, I can't make it so that there's built-in profit for it. Number three, who is going to support this kit in terms of customer service? The people I have online now are tapped out with just Coyote Swap stuff. So I'm going to have to hire another guy and maybe another guy on top of that to ship the kits, to take phone calls. He goes, Alex, I'm going to lose money. I'm going to lose money in this proposition. I said, I get it. Thank you, sir. You got it. B. Turvey says, some people have trouble typing a post on this chat. Buy old school car or a newer one, can't decide on what I want to do. It all depends on what you want to do. First of all, figure out what you want to do. That's first. Do you want to race? You want to fuck around? Do you want to be, you want to potentially fuck around with emission stuff because new cars are emissions issues. And if you start removing shit, emissions lights start popping up and then you got to pass inspection. Really think about what you want to do. And you're married to all the kids out in the wild now forever. There are people right now that still have, is it Icon or Icon turbo kits? Let me see. Icon turbo kit. Icon's twin charger installation motor trend, Icon twin turbo kit, corral.net 2009. I'm looking to get a turbo kit with a buddy, enough to split the block, rated to that. So Icon turbo kits were a stainless manifold kit back in the day, Icon. And they were supposedly super badass. But I think what their downfall was probably their price, right? Because they had stainless manifolds. And I think it was their price that was their downfall. And that makes 100% sense. Their downfall was probably their price. And there are still people out there right now going, hey, I got an Icon kit. And do you know how I can contact the customer rep? Because I need one little I need a little coupler. I need a coupler to go from the hot side to the whatever the fuck. And then an Icon guy goes, yeah, I got it. It's going to be $60 because that's the only one I got. $60! Fuck this guy. I'll make it myself. Car tech. Don't forget about the government destroys you with taxes on inventory. Not worth it most of the time. A friend of mine manufactures billet parts for DSMs and Evos, and he had 2 CNC mills for the cost, the absolute fortune. And he still can't keep up with demand. Automotive manufacturing is not that simple. That's why Truviate has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to like making a manifold. Good parts come with good instructions. I never had to call a parts producer for installation issues. If you can't figure that shit out on your own, you shouldn't be installing it. And people call for support, but just want to chat all day about their life story. Hey, I bought one of your VMP blower kits, but I mean, look. Hey, how you doing? I'd like to talk to someone about my VMP blower kit. Yeah, how you doing? How can I help you? Well, I used to have a Fox body back in 1995. It had a S trim with a FMU. It had a 255 LPH pump. It had BBK shorty headers. It had 1.6 rockers. It had a BBK 65 millimeter throttle body. It had 410s, 3. What the fuck does this have to do with the VMP kit you called about, dickhead? I don't give a fuck what you used to have. No. But this goes on to my. So anyway, that car had a lot more torque, and it only revved to about 6,000. And I used to race my buddies all the time. There was this place called Route 5. There was a Kmart at Route 5. We used to stop at the Burger King and have fries and shakes before we go race. I mean, back then. And you're like, well, oh my God, this guy doesn't shut the fuck up. Hear me out, Alex. But hear me out. It leads to my story. So anyway, I raced this guy one time, and he beat me by a bunch. And he had a Grand National. So, well, my question is, can I beat a Grand National with a VMP kit if I would have gone back in time in a Fox body with this VMP kit? What do you think about that? Are you asking me if you would have gone back in time with this kit, would you have beaten that Grand National? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You hang up the phone, you go to the back, you set up the noose, and you fucking hang yourself. Have you ever worked in customer service, guys? Have you ever worked in customer service? That's what it's like. I will share a phone call with you I had when I worked at a shop in Houston. The Hellcat had just come out. And people were raving over this Hellcat. So one guy calls me from the road, and he's like, hello? I'm like, yeah, hello, how you doing? Blah, 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 performance. Yeah, I got beat by a Hellcat, and I want to know if your packages is gonna help me beat these Hellcat. I was like, well, let me ask you a question. What do you got? Well, I got RT. I got a Challenger RT. I mean, that thing go good, man. That thing go good. I tell you what, that thing go good. How much did you get beat by the Hellcat by? Oh, I stopped counting when it was like by mile markers, like literally a couple of mile markers. Oh, okay. So what do you want to do? I want to build my car to beat him. Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. It's not going to happen. He goes, what? You can't make it happen? I go, why don't you just buy a Hellcat and mod it better than his? Oh, man, I thought y'all were a performance shop. I said, okay, this is how you're going to beat the Hellcat. I'm going to install a big block Chevy with twin 88s. Turbo 400, 9-inch rear end. We're going to brace the shit out of it, and you will gap any Hellcat ever. He goes, now that's what we're talking about. How much you think that's going to be? I said about $125,000, $150,000. He's like, I hear the most ridiculous shit, and he wanted to beat a Hellcat with an RT, and I said, yeah, twin. Let's just go after it. You want to twin turbo big block with a 400 and a 9-inch. Oh, click. What did you think? We were gonna just tune the fucking RT to beat the Hellcat? The fuck out of here, bro. These people, work in everyone that has ever built a car should work in customer service on the car side of things one of these days. I could not imagine some of the stupid questions people like that work at Real Street get. Maybe they're better. Maybe the import guys are more well-versed and, but they got to cover 2J, RB, whatever the fuck, twin cam, single cam, B this, F that, 1J, 22R, rotary. Oh, fuck that. Hellcat and Trackhawks. I hated customer service, did that shit for 18 years. It was hell because people are just insanely unreasonable. That's when you really start to hate Americans. No offense. Because the vast majority say stupid shit and they think that rules don't belong to them. Like the rules don't apply to them, right? So, look, I might have told you this story a million times, but I'll say it again. I used to work for a guy that was a successful businessman, and we would go to Dunkin Donuts. And one time in particular, we went to a Dunkin Donuts, and he got a coffee, and it was $2.02. He got a small coffee, milk only, $2.02. He gave her a $5 bill. How much should he give her back? If the bill is $2.02, he gives her a $5 bill. how much should the cashier give him back as change? I'll wait for you guys to answer. Because you guys probably don't. You guys are probably out your calculators right now. 202 gives her a $5 bill. 298, right? 298. 298. Ah, JD Swag. There we go. There we go, JD Swag. So JD Swag, you're one of them guys. What happens if you do that 30 or 40 times a day? Your register will be short, right? If you spot somebody 2 pennies, your register will be short. So the employee is simply doing their job, giving you back the correct change. So what happens? He goes, "What the fuck is this?" to the cashier. "What the fuck is this? Are you kidding me?" And the cashier goes, "What?" Because what the fuck? Why are you giving me $2.98? Because that's your change? Why don't you just give me back $3? They're like, "Because I can't spot you anything, because by the end of my shift, I'll be short $4. And who's going to pay that $4? This is fucking bullshit. You see what's happening, Alex?" I'm like, "I see what's happening. You're a fucking asshole, boss man, because he's just doing his fucking job." And that's what happens with customer service. You guys are going to start going, "Well, I mean, you guys tune the blower. Why can't you just, well, you guys make the blower. Why don't you guys tune the blower the best?" And then you have a 30% fueling correction because there's a huge vacuum leak. And you blame the tuner. Man, I see this shit all the time. So like when you work in customer service, it gives you a unique perspective into how fucking shitty people are. Shitty. But I think everyone should do it. Because then the next time you pop off at a Walmart employee, at a Home Depot guy, at a whatever, you will shut the fuck up and remember that you are one of those guys. You know what I do if I don't like the service at a place? I never go back. I never go back. I never go back. Service sucked here. Okay. Bye. I'll never see that fucking person again. No, people will go, "Yeah, I'd like to talk to the manager. This steak, I asked for medium. This is very obviously medium well. Take it back." "Sir, you ate the whole thing." "Yeah, I don't care. It's sitting badly in my stomach. Take it back." Bro. "Hey, Alex, how do you feel about speed shops?" Oh, stop it. This motherfucker. Like, instead of making parts, you can have the good ones in stock so people can walk in. What? Anyone remember Mustangs Unlimited? Does anyone remember Mustangs Unlimited? Shout out to the real ones if you remember Mustangs Unlimited. Mustangs Unlimited was one of these places that you would ride out with your boys 10 deep on a Saturday morning in Manchester, Connecticut. And you park and you're like, "I want a Tremec 3550, got it in stock. I want trick full of twisted wet heads, got it in stock. I want 410s, a B-cam, BBK shorties, and an ace pipe, got it in stock." That place went out of business. Why? The China bullshit, the bullshit parts, the cheap shit. Stocking stuff didn't matter anymore. Because people started going cheap shit. A shop that you can go to and pay for, "I want a 408 stroker." Got one in the back. You pull up to the fucking dock, they put it in the back of your truck, you drive out. I bought my first Tremec 3550 there. And I was blown away that I said, "I want a Tremec 3550. I want the drive shaft for a Fox body. And I want some Lakewood slapper bars." They had it all in stock. Mustangs Unlimited, represent Connecticut. That's literally Summit Racing to Reviate Racing. We used to go to Mustangs Unlimited all the time. Those are fun trips. Brothers Performance in New Smyrna. Place looks like it went under as well. Exactly. Bankruptcy. Amazon put them out of business. Speed shops are online now. I'm surprised CJ Pony Parts is still in business. Me too. Like American Muscle, CJ Pony Parts, Late Model Restoration. Late Model Restoration, I think, has a good shot of staying around for a while because it's basically become a classic car shop. Yes, guys, Fox bodies are classic cars now, 25 years old and under, right? Isn't it 20, whatever. But the Fox body is so popular. If late model restoration started making moldings that said GT on them, like the 85, 86 that said GT on the molding, the front fender extension, the proper bezel for the headlight, the proper third brake light for the 86s, the gray pipe, the gray seats with the red piping and the little mesh on the halo. Oh, that motherfucker stay in business forever. People would rather buy trash for cheap instead of paying for quality. LMR is awesome for us Fox Body guys. I agree. LMR is for Fox Body is the best. Frequent LMR customer. The shops get taxed for the inventory. Thank the government for that. Could you imagine? LMR is pretty dope. Fox Bodies with QQ tags for now. Alex, you're a classic. You're a classic. The internet with crap cheap replica parts and cheap prices. My 86 Fox Notch just got antique level. I'm telling you, LMR probably out of all of the big name shops are going to do well. That's why American Muscle like started carrying truck stuff. They started, because the late model Mustang stuff. And you want to get some China wheels, China louvers, China headers, China turbo kit. Like imagine your car is sponsored by a communist state. There is a man out there right now. There's a man out there right now with an S197, with an iPhone made from China in his pocket, with an On3 twin turbo kit, with AMR or F14 replicas or RTR replicas, with louvers. And he says, USA on everything. He's like, fuck China, USA. Ugh. Bro. 60 to 70% Mustang owners should have bought a Tesla. Give the Tesla some cosmetic mods and drive it. Tesla revolves around the foolish thinking factor. Sponsored by TikTok, China Racing. LMR is still growing. They recently moved to a bigger facility. Shout out to them. No, not this man. No, this man never ever. What's wrong with Chinese headers, huh? Like they're on TikTok. They have a TikTok account. They have an On3 twin turbo kit. RTR replicas and window louvers. Like the cars should just literally be shipped to China. Same thing, the China Fox. Thoughts on VMS drag pack versus welds? Well, one of them you're poor. The other ones you're doing okay, but depends on which welds, right? I like the S71. I like the S77Bs, the black ones. I like old school drag lights and Pro Stars, but I don't think they make them anymore for our cars. That'd be funny as fuck. But yeah, I think the welds are the way to go, in my opinion. The fronts, I have the V-Series fronts. I have the V-Series on my weld V-Series front and rears on my Fox. I forget I have that car. I forget I have the Fairmont. I got to bring it here. I'm going to go to Mike and just pick it up just to have it, like wax it and do dumb shit just to have it. Maybe install the pedals in it, get it ready for the front half and the back half stuff. We'll see what happens. VMS is for the budget boys. S77 bead locks are la loose. Aren't welds lighter? Yes, welds are much lighter than the VMSs. I think VMSs are a cast wheel. Wearing a USA hat with Made in China tag on the inside. Oof. I have VMS modulos because I'm below poverty spec. VMS, you're already poor. Buying the welds will make you poor. Modern Mopar guys are worse. Why do you say that? Because I don't know much about these guys. I just know that they're in the ghetto. And there's nothing wrong with that because society has put them there and it's totally not their fault at all. Hate me if you want. For daily, I love MMDs. I got an SV drag pack. I'm poor. If they made drag lights in 18s and 19s, that'd be sick. I think so. I'm stupid. Like, I'd be that fucking homo. They'd be like, yep, I want drag lights. I'm a homo. Sorry. I want drag lights. And remember those red little plugs that went in the Universal? Remember the Universal bull pattern drag lights, the 4-lug? And the holes you were not using had red little plugs. But people went super gay and started putting blue plugs in the drag lights. Oh, take me back to the 90s. Stop it. Louvers are useful because they tell you exactly who to avoid. Same thing as masks. Like it's the 10th of April, 2022. If you're still wearing a mask, thank you. It tells me you're a fucking dumbass and I want nothing to do with you. 100% American Muscle is Mopar Section 8 now. Aren't Bellax or Billets the lightest drag pack currently? I think Bellax or Billet Specialties, but Billet Specialties I think was bought by Weld, if I'm not mistaken, or I could be way off on that. Who knows? Um, people like it. People like it. I was lucky to get knockoff drag lights before they ended production in S197. Heck yeah, I had a set of drag light fronts with a Pro Star rear. Just sold my first Fox body last week. Oh, that must have been terrible. When I sold, I still haven't found my gray car. If I would find my gray car, but the problem is it's probably gonna be $10,000 for a roller. And I remember that thing was a little Swiss cheesed up. So I don't think I'd buy it back. Probably been super fucked, super duper fucked. That's for 50 guys. Get that cardboard looking diffuser. I wonder if the bank knows those guys are gutting their cars. To be fair, rear window louvers help tons with this Texas heat. So does window tint, Admiral Peck. So does window tint. So don't sell me on this louver bullshit when you can pay $200 to get all your shit tinted. I remember the red plugs. Turbine wheels. I can tell how motherfuckers vote by what's on their face. I guarantee there's someone in this chat wearing a mask sitting at home or in their car with the windows up and the AC on right now. Dang, smirking knowing I have louvers on my car. The new Chrysler i6 replacing the Hemi makes good power, but the thing probably won't last at all. The new Hemis 21, 22 have knock and getting replaced. So like, is it twin turbo? Is it inline six or single turbo? I don't know what it is, but supposedly it can be modded as a, but that's going to be in the base model if I'm not mistaken. Texas heat, stop, tint, exactly. This motherfucker said louvers for the sun or the heat. Admiral Peck and Turvey equals the dream team. Louvers people suck dick. Louvers guys love the bussy. A firm would flip if they knew what you were doing, Turvey. Yeah, but when you put 5% tint out back, you can't see shit out at night in the boonies where I live. Then do 20%. No, louvers. You probably got a neck tattoo. Motherfucker looks like he's got a neck tattoo. If I put a Gen 1 Mustang intake cams on my Gen 1 F-150, do I need a tune? No, you don't, sir. Surprised the 3M tape doesn't melt off. I have quarter window louvers. Gonna make sure I avoid myself. I can see out my 5%. I'm putting 35 under the louvers. Hellcat guy listening, wearing mask. Oh, wait, they're robbing a bank. Oh, my God. Brian Cassette. It's Sunday, so I don't know how they're robbing a mask. I was informed masks are still required for airports and airplanes. What the hell? Yes. If you want to go on an airplane, you got to wear a mask. You won't see me on an airplane. Me and my girlfriend, she was like, oh, I want to take a vacation. And I'm like, I'm not getting vaxxed. I'm not wearing a mask. So once that bullshit dies down, which is years, then I'll go somewhere. You can't see shit with louvers out the back, bro. Fuck, tin ain't gonna block you from that. Vision issues are a blast. Stop it. High output is 500 crank, 450 torque. Not bad, really, but they said that they're using the plasma bore spray like the Coyotes, so piston slap is incoming. Yeah, especially boosted. Set of louvers for sale. Car came with them. Louvers are gay, even when they have them on the rear windows. Louvers, what is this, 1979? I have 50% on my windshield. Love it. I have 50% on my windshield. I fucking hate it. I love the fishbowl look. I love the fish. Look at me. I'm here. I'm outside. Don't need the black window. The back window have mirrors and backup cam. Back it out. Louvers only look good on a Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. They're gay on anything else. And I think what Boss 302s had them. Let me see. 60s Boss 369 Boss. Let me see. 429. No, they didn't have louvers. They weren't gay. Boss 429 did not have louvers. Didn't come with louvers. Boy, that's a good looking car. Boss 4. Oh, there it is. Does have louvers. Paul Walker's. Of course it's Paul Walker's. Of course it's Paul Walker's with louvers. How did I know? Look at this white 429. Oof. That bitch is bad. Man, shit. Let me share that. That's beautiful. Look at white 429. Man, that's pretty. Shit. Look at that thing. God damn it, man. Damn. I mean, that's a nice car. That's a super nice car. But yeah, Paul Walker's, of course it has louvers. How did I know Paul Walker's shit is gonna have louvers? Look at it. No louvers, bro. This is louvers. Louvers. Oh, Tasca. Oh my God. Guys, stop putting louvers on cars. They look fucking stupid. Stop it. All right, guys, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you for joining me for the Peasant Chat. Today we talked about NA guys saying that their cars only bolted on, and then we have receipts of a guy getting gizapped by a E85 version of a car that he said he stood up against. And come to find out, the guy doesn't even have a headliner. So you know that thing is super tin can gutted. So stop repping your tuner if your shit is tin can, because your tuner is going to look bad when he has to tune the exact same car with full weight and it doesn't run nearly as much. So please disclose the weight. please disclose the weight. Don't say full bolt on, Alex. No, say full bolt on at 3,200 pounds. Then I can get a clear picture of what kind of performance that car should be capable of. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'll be back on tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for YDBT Dailies. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a good one. See you guys later.